You know that feeling when your chest gets tight and suddenly you're 3 items deep in an online cart you didn't plan to open? Your finger hovering over that checkout button like it's going to solve something. Like maybe if you just buy this one thing, the knot in your stomach will finally loosen. It won't. But you already knew that. Here's what nobody tells you about stress spending. It's not about the money. It's not even really about the thing you're buying. It's about your nervous system screaming for relief and your brain offering you the fastest exit it can find. And that exit, it's been paved with decades of conditioning that taught you consumption equals comfort. Let me take you inside what's actually happening in your body the moment stress floods your system. Your amygdala, that ancient alarm center buried deep in your brain, starts firing. It doesn't know the difference between a looming deadline and a physical threat. All it knows is danger. And when danger arrives, your body demands a solution. Right now, not later. Now. So your brain starts scanning for anything that's worked before, anything that's given you even a flicker of relief. And if you've ever felt that tiny dopamine rush from clicking buy now, your brain remembers. It catalogs that moment like a survival strategy. A researcher named Knudsen discovered something unsettling back in 2007. When people anticipate buying something they want, their nucleus accumbens lights up on brain scans. That's the same region that fires when someone expects cocaine. You're not weak. You're wired. The spending doesn't happen because you lack discipline. It happens because your body is trying to regulate itself the only way it's learned how. You're not shopping. You're self-soothing. And the cruelest part? It works. For about 11 minutes. Maybe less. Just long enough for that package confirmation email to land in your inbox. Just long enough for your nervous system to believe safety has been purchased. Then the crash comes. Because here's the thing about trying to buy your way out of a stress response. The relief is a mirage. You're medicating a symptom while the wound stays open. That tightness in your chest, that's your body holding tension it doesn't know how to release. That urge to spend, that's not greed. That's your system trying to complete a stress cycle it never learned to finish. Let me tell you what's really being sold to you. It's not the shoes or the gadget or the subscription box. It's the promise of transformation. The fantasy that this purchase will turn you into the version of yourself who has it all together. The one who doesn't feel this way. And in our culture, that promise is everywhere. Billboards whisper it. Algorithms shout it. Every ad you see is basically saying, you are incomplete, but this product is the missing piece. And when you're stressed, when your defenses are down and your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for rational decisions, is essentially offline, you believe it. There's a term for this, retail therapy. We've made it cute, made it a joke, something to laugh about with friends over brunch. But underneath that culturally acceptable phrase is something darker. It's a coping mechanism that our economic system depends on. Stressed people spend more. A study from 2013 found that psychological stress increases the likelihood of impulse purchases by over 60%. 60. They need you anxious. They profit from your dysregulation. And once you understand this, you can't unsee it. You start noticing how the ads find you right after you've had a hard day. How your feed somehow knows when you're vulnerable. How the sale ends in 3 hours, creating urgency where none should exist. It's not coincidence. It's design. They've studied your nervous system better than you have. Every scroll, every click, every moment of hesitation is data feeding an algorithm that knows exactly when your resistance is lowest. But here's where it gets more complicated. Because it's not just about corporations manipulating you. It's about what spending does to your sense of identity. Every purchase is a vote for who you think you should be. The minimalist, the successful one, the person who can afford this. And when stress distorts your vision, you start voting for a self that doesn't exist. A self you're trying to buy into being. You're not actually shopping for things. You're shopping for an identity that feels safer than the one you're living in right now. This is where the shame lives. In that gap between who you're pretending to be and who you feel like when you're alone with your bank statement. And shame is a special kind of poison because it drives you right back to the behavior that created it. You feel bad about spending, so you spend to feel better about feeling bad. It's a loop designed to never end. Your body remembers every time. Every transaction is logged not just in your account history, but in your nervous system. And if the pattern started young, if you learned early that love looks like gifts, or that your worth is measured in what you own, then this isn't just a habit. It's a blueprint. Nobody taught you that your body already has what it needs to regulate itself. That breath can do what the shopping cart promised. That feeling your feelings all the way through, as uncomfortable as that is, actually completes the stress cycle. You were taught to outsource your peace, to look outside yourself for an inside job. And the most heartbreaking part? You're probably judging yourself right now, calling yourself undisciplined or irresponsible or broken. But you're not broken. You're doing exactly what a nervous system does when it's been overstimulated and under-resourced. You're reaching for relief. The tragedy is that the relief you've been sold doesn't actually touch the place that hurts. So what are you really buying? You're buying a pause, a brief interruption in the anxiety feedback loop. You're buying the feeling of control in a life that often feels uncontrollable. You're buying the illusion that you can solve an internal crisis with an external solution. And for a moment, a fleeting, expensive moment, it almost feels true. But your body knows. Somewhere beneath the justifications and the excitement of the delivery notification, your body knows this isn't the answer. It's just the best answer you found so far. Here's what I want you to hear. You are not the problem capitalism is trying to solve. You are a person with a nervous system that's doing its absolute best to keep you safe with the tools it has. And if those tools include a maxed-out credit card and a closet full of things you don't need, that doesn't make you defective. It makes you human in an inhuman system. The way out isn't through more control or stricter budgets or shame-based intervention. The way out is through understanding that your body has been speaking to you this entire time. And what it's saying is this: I need to feel safe. I need to release this tension. I need to know I'm okay without having to prove it with purchases. You're not a stress spender. You're someone whose stress has nowhere else to go. And that's worth paying attention to. Not with your wallet, with your presence. The strongest thing you'll ever buy is the belief that you are enough without buying anything at all. That the relief you're searching for in shopping carts and checkout pages has always been inside you, waiting for you to come home. Because the truth is, you were never broken. You were just never taught that the cure for disconnection isn't consumption. It's connection to yourself, to your body, to the parts of you that hurt so much you'd rather shop than feel them. And the moment you stop running from that pain, the moment you turn toward it with curiosity instead of a credit card, everything changes. Not because you finally bought the right thing, but because you finally stopped believing that anything outside of you could ever be enough. The package you've been waiting for? It's not coming. Because you've been the delivery all along. If this hit home for you, please subscribe. And if you want to support these deep dives, hit that join button to become a channel member. I would genuinely appreciate your support.